abide in me, you abide in me. Grade one, grade one, grade one.
Are you also engaged in a great struggle to discover your own innate value? Many of us are homeless. Some of us are on the streets. Some of us still have cars. As you can see, I turned my car, my van, my little white van, into an advertisement for the gifting and talent that I am still willing to call my business if I have to survive. I've been gifted with many songs. I'm also a teacher who helps his students to discover the teacher within themselves. I have a message of hope and personal responsibility that is not bound to any particular faith or religion. I have discovered my own worth, and I long to share the depth of this value with you in community. Labor and the Expression of Worth, L&tEoW, a working title. Together, we are discovering our common work, our common stories, and our common love. Did you know that when we strengthen a tribe member, we deepen every tribe to which that individual is connected? And I believe that it is these depth tribes, these connected, intelligent depth tribes, that feed the world. Our love in this connectivity is our salvation, the salvation of humanity. Labor and the expression of worth.
Driver, step out of your vehicle.
Remember that one time you pulled me over when you were a police officer?
No, I wouldn't. No way.
Yeah, you're like, whoop, whoop, whoop. But see.
Hi, my name's Trav, and I've been traveling. To the ones whose brokenness demanded attention, may you sing out the dreams of the people. This is my brother. He took his own life about 2.5 years ago. I'm trying to have the conversation now that him and I couldn't have. Lost more than found.
Clutch.
Oh man, you got gears? Whoa. Okay, so you got the exhaust pipe coming down here, and we got the clutch on the left, just like a motorcycle, right? And you got these, it's like a 10-speed handlebars turned upside down. This thing has just been reworked.
Yeah.
So interesting. We are all playing our parts in this great composition. That's me, the little guy there, Travelin' Trav. My dad is filming, the guy behind the camera, and that's my mom, right there on the steps. Watch out, little Trav. That concrete is hard. I was deeply influenced by the children's television on PBS. Fred Rogers, he wanted us to all know that we are lovable and capable of loving. It's okay to be curious, to ask questions. Empathy and generosity of spirit are great strengths. My brother, just before he died, he was trying to open up a conversation with me. He wanted to talk about shame. He tried to approach it several times with me, but he could only back away. In the face of our loss, many of us have now made a renewed commitment to life. As an act of conscious resistance to empire, we are aligning our labor with our innate worth.
In the training, they had this special room that was set up like a ship. It was designed so they could fill it with water. And it had a bunch of holes, a bunch of pipes running through that had holes in them and holes in the side of the wall. And you basically travel through this room. You start on this side, and then you go into this other compartment that's filling up with water, and then you have to go upstairs through basically a ladder and a porthole. And they have the upstairs filled with about 3 feet of water. And so you open up the porthole, and this water comes rushing down, and then everybody in the room has to get out through that water pouring down. It's understandably a little challenging.
I have committed my life to the impossible task of forgiving everything and everyone all the time. I find myself incapable of this commission every day, and also, by God's grace, I find myself liberated from my own hate and resentment every day. Perhaps you are someone who chooses to call themselves a Christian. I have no use for the term myself. What I do have is a relationship to the cycle of death and rebirth, the crucifixion and resurrection that I know in myself every day. It's really natural, like a seed, like a tree growing, like seasons. It's nothing that is to be enforced upon anyone. It's not a religion to join. You don't do inquisitions over it. You don't have to drown witches because of it. This is the Christ practice, the practice that is impossible without a direct line to the source of all being. Obviously, it's impossible. And yet, forgiveness continues to liberate me every day, so I practice. In all my inquiries into esoteric spirituality, I have simply never discovered a practice that is more in tune with the heart of reality than the Christ practice. The life of Jesus has come to represent to me the impossible act of forgiving my enemies, of praying for those who hurt me. And as I engage in this ferocious and terrible practice, I am liberated over and over again, as I was saying. Some of you now crucify me simply by ignoring me, dismissing me as mad, as irrelevant. That's okay. I want you to know that I love you, and I forgive you. You, my friend, are forgiven. As painful as this exile may be, I will always love you and always forgive you. And this really has less to do with you and me, and much more to do with this flesh, this one we call Trav, choosing to surrender to the true nature of reality, or the one that some of us sometimes choose to call God. So, whatever relationship we may have had in the past, or whatever boundaries you may have established around our relationship, or whatever boundaries I may exercise with you, just remember that I love you. This love is what I choose, and I pray for the courage, the strength, and the discipline to continue in this way, not because I believe it is the correct religion, but because this is where I discover, day after day, the deepest power I have ever known. This is where I discover my own self-respect. So, if you meet someone who claims to be a Christian, one of those who believe themselves to be the morality police, try saying that one, morality police, try saying that one 5 times. Ooh. So, if you meet someone who claims to be a Christian, one of those who believes themselves to be the morality police for the world, you are free to remind them that they have given up that right in their commitment to Christ. I do not speak these words to you today because I am well adjusted to this world. I'm one of the sick, one of the brokenhearted, one of those who suffers greatly in this body.
Some people stay with their science, hoping to find self-reliance. Some people open the scriptures just hoping to find ways of coping with all these crazy primate constructions when finding deductions lacking in primary truth. Come on.
This is exactly how I came to know the Christ 28 years ago. And it was this spirit of Christ that caused the green grass and trees to appear greener and the blue sky to appear bluer. It was the Spirit of Christ that gave one deeply disoriented and disheartened 22-year-old man the courage to participate and learn and grow.
Human experience varies. Try just to eat the strawberries. Tigers above us and tigers below. What can we ever really know? I see you, my friend, as we move toward the end. I'm aware of my own ego.
And now I am experiencing another death. But don't you worry about me, because I know that death is just an illusion, and this is exactly what Jesus taught me. If you also are one of those who feels rejected, abandoned, isolated, and alienated, what you have just heard from my lips may be experienced as good news. You are not alone. You are not separate from God. You are not separate from nature, and we are not separate from one another. You may also experience liberation in surrender to this great spirit that we have witnessed in the life of the one who came forgiving. I'm not asking you to believe my words. I'm asking you to practice forgiveness as a means of communication with the one great spirit of life. You are free to try it, to open your heart and experience true liberation. You are free.